I'm Haley with the University of Wisconsin Farm to Facts, and in this video I will be giving you some information about the ecosystem services results and how to use those results to communicate your findings. And this is applicable if you are both a producer as well as a market organizer or market organization. In the last video, we input all of our data into the ecosystem services tool, so we collected that data here, and then we submit that and we got results for these ecosystem services. And really the purpose of collecting all of this data is so that you have a safe place to record, collect, and then the ability to analyze year to year. So every producer, every market is going to have different goals and different results here. And really the purpose is so that you are able to use these results to improve and optimize your goals. And those are really going to be individual to you. So the different categories for the results that you have, good, better, and best, are just a way for you to gauge where you might be at with that separate ecosystem service. And it'll give you some suggestions here as well for how you could improve those. And if you have any questions about what these different scores means, you're always welcome to email us at info@farmtofacts.org. And it's just a good way for you to have kind of an overview of all of the really great practices that you're putting into your farm or the producers that are a part of your market, and for you to be able to communicate that. You'll notice as well that if there was an ecosystem service out of the 6 that we measure that is not applicable to your farm, such as livestock, which I didn't enter here, then it won't show up on this ecosystem service result page. So after you have those results, you can revisit those anytime, as well as communicate your findings in the infographics. So we'll go up here to communicate findings, infographics, and you're able to create this flyer or poster. Really, you can save this document and print it off or use it digitally, however you would like. But this form allows you to input the year, your market name or your producer name, and this could be the day or the time of the market that I'm at, from 6 a.m. to noon. And you can communicate this however it makes sense to you. You can go over here, and then those producer profiles that you create year to year, you can select here. And then also note that you could select them all. And I'm just going to select my 2024 farm. And then if I was part of the Southern Piedmont project, you also want to make sure that you click the box here to use this footer, because this project is sponsored and funded by the USDA. We just need to make sure that we have this here. So these little infographics are basically just a visual as well as a short little like description way to communicate to people what it is that your farm or your market is doing really well at. It's something that you would maybe want to communicate to your customers, or if you're applying for grants, you can use this tool. And we'd love to hear other ways that you use this tool as well. Testimonials are really important and exciting for us to hear about. So always feel free to reach out and let us know how you're using this tool. But let's say that I want to communicate 3 things here, and I want to talk about how I'm using solar power. It will provide me with this interpretive statement about what solar power does for the ecosystem and the services that you are providing by having solar, for example, on your farm. So there are little infographics here that you can use to represent solar power or whatever metric you choose. And I'm going to click, actually, let's do this one, the sun, and I'll click OK. And then it will tell you about what solar power does. And you'll notice that these different metrics here are basically all of the metrics that we're measuring in those 6 ecosystem services tool, just broken down. So there's a lot of different metrics here. And if there's something else that you would like to see as a part of the tool, we love to hear your feedback as well. So maybe I want to talk about silviculture. The other thing you can do is you can customize how that icon looks. And so just the colors or the fill will look a little different depending on how you might want it to pop here. And you can choose these different graphics depending on the metric that you are trying to communicate. And once I included all of those metrics, I can also change the background. So you can do a custom color, say if your market has specific colors that you use, or like a specific logo, same with your farm, and you can add in the hex code if you'd like, or just choose a color from here. And once it looks how you would like it to look, then you can click download and it will download that as a PNG file. So I can show you some examples of different mockups. So this is an example of a farm who used the ecosystem services tool to communicate that they have diversified crop rotations, that they have reduced or no-till, and that they're using agroforestry practices. And you can see here that they have customized all of the colors, and they're part of the Southern Piedmont Project, so they have that footer here as well. And then I'll also show you what the tool might look like if you are a market. So it's a little bit blurry, I apologize, but the Brownsville Farmers Market in Brownsville, Texas, has created a story here about the use of SNAP at their market. And you can see that they communicated how many SNAP transactions they had, how many visitors used SNAP with an incentive coupon, so something like double dollars, as well as how many visitors returned and used those benefits on multiple days throughout the market. So the cool thing about these infographics is that you can really hone in on the type of story that you want to tell, whether it's more broadly what you might be doing as a producer on your farm and contributing to ecosystem services, or it could be something really specific, like a market's use and easeability of using SNAP benefits at the market. And it's just a really good way to story tell all of the really great things that producers and markets are doing for our ecosystem. And we're really thrilled to be able to provide this tool for you. Again, if you have any feedback about the functionality of the tool or things that you'd like to see included in the collection of the data for the ecosystem services tool, we would love to hear your feedback at info@farmtofacts.org.